Alright guys, welcome here today to the South Point Casino 400. Alright guys, welcome here today to the South... Holden, how's it going? Thanks for joining here tonight. So we got a pretty good race. The first race of the playoffs is about to begin here today. As we're kind of getting around, getting set to go here. We're going to use the we're going to use the steering wheel in tonight's race. Qualified 12th will be starting 11th in the field. But it should be a good one. That is for sure. Alright. I think we're set and ready to go. Here we are. First race of the playoffs. Paul Menard starting at the rear of the field today. So is Chase Elliott and Cody Ware. Chase Elliott, the only driver of those three starting at the rear of the field that is in the playoffs. So here we go. We are about to begin the postseason here. And we are underway. 80 laps in the opening stage of the race. Pretty good jump on the initial start. 3 wide middle now as we kind of moved up just a hair, and that was enough for William Byron to get to our inside. Still 3 wide middle down the backstretch. Trying to clear the 14 of Boyer, we will in the middle of turns 3 and 4. We've got a pretty fast car for the most part. Now we're 3 wide to the outside. Trying to get a draft off of Kyle Larson. Just got to hold our line as best as we possibly can. Newman side by side with Kyle Larson off the exit of the corner. Now we go to the bottom trying to take it 3 wide. Top is definitely our more preferred line around this racetrack, that is for sure. But we're hanging in on the middle and bottom lanes in the first couple laps of this race. Wow, looked like Alex Bowman and Kyle Busch almost made contact up ahead up there. They're battling for 4th. Kevin Harvick just in front of them. And now Newman with a big run on the outside of the racetrack. Looks like he's going to get on by us as well. Suarez pulls up in front of Kyle Larson. That's going to kind of slow the momentum down again for those guys. And again, right up the middle. Ran a pretty clean race to this point. Obviously only a couple laps in. Only a 400-mile race though. Not a very long one. Kyle Larson, Daniel Suarez. We are now clear of both of them as we can now move back to the outside of the track once again. Kyle Larson now going to go all the way to the bottom. Larson's going to get alongside of us now, but he couldn't clear us that time, and we're side by side through the tri-oval. Another big run off the top side, that time through 1 and 2. We definitely got a fast car. I did not think we were going to have the short run speed like we have had in this one, but here comes Martin Truex Jr. seemingly out of nowhere. He's trying to make a run now. We're able to block him off at the line to at least hold on to 6th. Truex couldn't clear us that time. He got close again as we tried to side draft off his right rear corner panel, but now he clears us. But at the same time, we are both catching in on Kyle Busch. Of course, if one of the playoff drivers wins this race today, they will advance automatically to the round of 12. Look at the run we've got. Up the middle now between Truex and Kyle Busch going into turn 3. Still just trying to hold our line. We're going to clear the 18 of Kyle Busch, but again, the 19. As we try to cross him over now to the inside. A great battle for 5th with Truex. We're able to clear him once again. How close we're going to get to the wall here through 3 and 4. Contact with the 19. And now Denny Hamlin in the mix. Another big run going into turns 3 and 4. Back down to the inside again on Martin Truex Jr. We're going to slide up in front of him. And we're going to clear him for 5th. And that time he's not going to be able to get a good enough run off of turn 4 to try to pass us back going into 1. How fast is Denny Hamlin though, as he's trying to get around Truex behind us now. Able to hold it full throttle through 3 and 4 this time. It's going to help us gain on Kevin Harvick a little bit. Already 11 laps complete. Harvick down to the bottom again as we've got the 12 car Blaney on the outside. Big run off of turn 4. Going to go all the way down to the tri-oval here to help clear the 4 of Harvick, and we'll easily clear him going into 1. Harvick now with a crossover move to the bottom. Well, we stuck turns 1 and 2 pretty nicely that time as well. We'll hold clear, and now we're going to try to pull away from him. Alex Bowman leading the race right now. You can see one lap car way off in the distance. And we're actually catching up to pretty quick. A lot of playoff drivers started at the front of the field here as we're trying to close in now on our teammate Keselowski. This is for 3rd. Got a nice little run on him. We're going to clear him now down to the bottom to try and get around Kurt Busch for 2nd. Nice little slide job off of turn 4. Moving the 12 car up to 2nd. And a big run now on Alex Bowman in the 88. Which lane will we choose? Looking to the bottom. He's going to block us off. Now trying to transfer over to the top side of the racetrack. Big run coming off of turn 2 for the lead. And just like that, it looks like we're going to be able to lead our first lap of the race at the line. We'll be on lap 17 this time by. And we're going to catch our first lap car of Landon Castle in the process as well. Do I have all the DLC packs? Yes. Yeah, I've had them for a while. By the way, thanks to FedEx Cup for joining here tonight. Oh, we're gonna split the lap traffic. I believe we made a little contact with Joey Gase. The hole opened up, and I wasn't gonna originally go for it, but I don't think I had enough time to get out of the gas. Threaded the needle between BJ McLeod and Joey Gase. Again, minimal contact, but we're all right. Again, just trying to get through the live traffic as best as we can. We've ran pretty well on the 1.5 miles during the course of this season. We've won not all of them, but the majority of them. Oh, man. Probably should have gotten on the brakes there to make sure I was going to slow up in time before we got to Brendan Gaughan, but again, for the most part, we're all right. Tire wear going to be a huge factor in this race today. Vegas, one of the bumpier tracks on the circuit. But if we can just make it halfway through this opening stage and at least split the stage in half, 40 and 40, not only for stage 1, but for stage 2 as well, we will not have to make an extra pit stop, just the one scheduled. But that final stage of the race is going to be a little interesting, obviously, with it being a little longer. We'll have 107 laps. So, obviously, depending on the tires there and how they hold up, will that be a 1 or 2 stop race? Some drivers it'll probably be 1, and some it'll be flying around all these back market cars at the rear of the field right now. I'm very surprised. We've got this thing dialed in. We had a little brush off the wall in 3 and 4, but we had a pretty good car here in the first race at Vegas. Obviously, we did win that race earlier this season, but if I remember right, it took us a lot longer to get to the lead on the shorter run compared to what it did there. We had a better qualifying effort. Got to start 11th tonight. And we pretty much stayed inside the top 10 from the start of the race. This car just feels like it's got a lot more grip than what it usually does when I come to Vegas as well. We're just really able to stick these corners awesomely on the top side of the track. Not really shaking or bobbling anywhere, not too loose, not too tight. It doesn't matter how many laps we're getting on our tires. You kind of see we made that 3-wide pass along the top side pretty easily around those 2 Stuart Haas cars, Clinton Boyer and Eric Almirola. Brad Keselowski's now worked his way up to second. So Penske currently running 1-2 on the racetrack, with Bowman in third, Hamlin fourth, and Kurt Busch rounding out the top 5 right now. Shell Dynasty 88, how's it going? There's Jimmy Johnson in the 22nd position in this race so far. Of course, he barely missed out on the playoffs by 7 points to Ryan Newman. A complete 7-point swing. Jimmy had a 7-point lead going into the Brickyard 400, the final race of the regular season yesterday afternoon, and could not stay above the cut line. Ryan Newman not only caught up to him, but beat him by 7 points himself by the end of the race. So unfortunately, Jimmy Johnson was the first driver out. Kyle Larson had a great day. He barely missed on points as well. Now Landon Castle is going to be the first lap car we're going to hit twice in this one. I'm still amazed at how quick we're just pulling away right now. 12 seconds ahead of Alex Bowman already. Adele, how's it going? Thanks for joining the stream tonight. So we're going to catch Eric Jones in 18th. He's not off to a good start in his first playoff race here. On the brakes now, BJ McLeod kind of pulls up in front of us. Almost made contact with the 20 of Eric Jones, but we're able to slip on by him and McLeod. And we got some more back marker cars to catch again. Oh, my daily. Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, that race is going to be at 8 o'clock. My bad on that one. I didn't even notice that. I even proofread it and everything just to make sure I had it right. It was scheduled for Wednesday night, though, right? Because if it was Wednesday, yeah, it's 8 o'clock for sure. Now I'm having a tough time trying to remember. Yeah, I was thinking I had the time on there. That was weird. Oh man, this is gonna get tight. Got 4 lap cars all around us, and I believe we were 4 wide off the exit of the corner. Looked like Chris Buescher and Brendan Gaughan both backed out of the gas at the last second, but we were 4 wide, and we were able to stick the outside without putting it in the wall. It's gonna be 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, I work Monday through Wednesdays, so that's why we have night streams Mondays through Wednesdays right now. Oh man, about put it in the wall off of turn number 2. But yeah, that's gonna be a late night. Let me tell you. Getting done with the work week for me, and then having that race is probably gonna be over 3 hours for sure. Longest race of the season, 600 miles. Don't know what to expect there, and obviously with that being another race on the toughest season, don't know what to expect in that one. Oh man, barely clearing Parker Kligerman off the exit of the corner to jump down to get to the inside of Corey LaJoy and Joey Logano that time. Oh, and now brushing it off the wall. I haven't really seen any of that today. Up until that point. Yeah, 8 a.m. would definitely be a little too early. I mean, I'll be up by then, but regardless if I want to stream that early, probably wouldn't even get much viewership anyway, so. Yeah, no, it's definitely going to take 3 hours because it took 3 hours and 19 minutes on this season with stages. So without stages, because obviously the race pace will slow down with stages and with cautions on, but the race itself, with it being on a video game, you can obviously skip through the caution. You only, at maximum run 40 seconds under caution, so it does kind of like quicken the time a little bit with the more cautions you have when you're playing on the video game versus in a real race. But yeah, so with cautions, with cautions and with stages, it was 3 hours and 19 minutes, so I can guarantee that race is easily going to get over 3 hours, and it could very well be the longest full race live stream I think I've ever done. So it's gonna get tight in the lap traffic here. Yeah, we got, oh man, Newman to the outside, almost made contact with the 00 there of Landon Castle. Sim and Chase Elliott just split the lap traffic right in front of us, and now Daniel Hemrick's in our way. And now we're gonna go right up the middle. Get around Hemrick, and now trying to put Chase Elliott a lap down. Elliott has come from the rear of the field all the way up to 8th. In the first tire stint here today. That is amazing. He's definitely got a quick car if he can get back on the lead lap, as we're just past halfway through stage 1. So we've obviously made it this far on our tires, so no problem to make it a one-stop race in each of the first 2 stages. But man, I cannot believe how many cars we are putting a lap down right now. Truex goes a lap down. We're only going to have 6 drivers on the lead lap. So we're just going to clear him off of turn 4 at the start-finish line. Now Harvick held behind Joey Gase. We're going to get around those 2 as well. Now we got Kurt Busch. And Kurt's going to go a lap down. We might be able to lap the field before we even have to pit for the first time. That'd be insane. Remember, it did take us 16 to 17 laps to take the lead off the initial start in the race. So if we do get a late race caution, or even a caution later in the stage for that matter, might be a little tougher to try and get the stage win. So our right front tire is getting pretty worn out. We're going to have to hit pit road here pretty soon. If I had to guess, probably in about 5 laps or so. Want to stretch it as far as we can here so that way we can kind of get a good measurement of how many laps we could run on these tires over the course of a tire run. I don't think we're going to get all the way to the end of our fuel run before we have to pit though. Now our teammate Keselowski about to go a lap down in 4th. Jump to the inside. It's nice that we're even able to get the car to stick on the inside throughout the course of the day today. And here comes Alex Bowman. Going to try to short pit. Gain a little bit of track position. He's going to pit from the 3rd spot. And he's going to be the first of any driver to hit pit road here in stage number 1. It looks like Denny Hamlin's going to drop off onto pit road here from 2nd place as well. Bowman and Hamlin were the only 2 drivers on the lead lap at the start of the pit cycles here in this stage. Man, if the caution comes out, we could trap them a lap down. That would be awesome. And we had a big enough lead that we're not going to have to worry about losing that lead. There's about 27 seconds on Denny Hamlin. So we definitely got to watch out and be careful of these guys heading pit road. Look how many drivers are on pit road at the same time down there too. It's like barely anybody on the racetrack. Everybody's getting their stops at once. And it's looking like we're probably going to be the last of the drivers to hit pit road. It's alright, we're getting the most out of our car first. We'll have to see how many drivers we can put a lap down by the end of the stage after we cycle through our green flag pit stops here in this one. I didn't think we were going to make it this far into the fuel run though before we had to pit. Quite surprised. We might be able to stretch it all the way to the end. It's still going to be close on whether or not we can do that, but... Ooh, a little brush off the wall. That didn't help the right side tires. We're okay though. Pretty much kept control. At 4% left there. We're going to stay out one more lap, which would put us right at the end of our pit window on fuel. So we're going to hit pit road this time. Carrying a ton of speed onto pit road. Speed limit 45 miles an hour. Easily got it down in time. We'll repair that second of damage we've got on the car. 4 fresh tires, full tank of fuel. And we're going to take our first pit stop of the race here tonight. .7 stop that time through. Alex Bowman just got his lap back. So did Denny Hamlin, as you see. So we're going to try to get up to speed and hopefully catch him before the end of the stage. We're going to have roughly 10 lap fresher tires. So that should help us run them down a little bit quicker. So try to get up to speed. So still the 3 drivers on the lead lap that there were when the green flag pit stops had started. 23 laps to go in the stage. Suarez trying to block now. Trying to keep from going 2 laps down again. Remember, he is one of the playoff drivers, so that is a probably a good reason for him to want to block, as he is doing. Yeah, we're going to go down to the apron to try and get around him. If we didn't do that, he probably would have kept trying to block us. So Matt DiBenedetto in 27th right now. He's currently last of all the playoff drivers that are on the track, and all 40 cars are still on the racetrack to this point. DiBenedetto finished 23rd in the regular season point standings, but was in the playoffs because of one reason. He won at Martinsville earlier this year. Because he stayed in the top 30 in points, he was able to qualify for the playoffs, getting one of the last seeds coming in. But he does have 5 playoff points because of that win as well, so he's off to a pretty decent start, I guess. Just not in this race. The likelihood of him getting stage points tonight probably going to be really slim unless crazy things happen in stage 2 with caution play that might allow him to get his laps back. $20 laps to go in the stage. Denny Hamlin and Alex Bowman are running pretty much nose to tail right now. You can kind of see them off in the distance. They just got off of turn 4. And now we're off of turn 4. So about a half a straightaway ahead of us. Through the tri-oval at least. Oh, Cody Ware about pulled up right in front of us. We stayed in the gas and we were able to get around him. Hamlin's slightly starting to pull away from Bowman now. Keselowski in 4th has been kind of a ways behind us. They're obviously battling for that first driver to be 1 lap down before the end of the stage so they can get the free pass and get back on the lead lap. We about made contact with 62 there. They got a little tighter than what we wanted it to be. 17 laps to go. Stage 1. Bowman and Hamlin kind of caught in lap traffic now. And Bowman still caught in the lap traffic right behind Ty Dillon, nowhere to go. Trying to get him a lap down, and now Almirola pulls up right in front of us. 3 wide to the bottom of the racetrack. Bowman is going to go a lap down now. He is still clustered in there right around Ty Dillon, Almirola, and Kyle Larson was starting to catch him from behind as well. So now we just got to catch Denny Hamlin before the end of stage 1. We've got 14 laps to do it as long as the caution doesn't come out. What a dominant race to this point for us so far. Looking to win the first race of the playoffs and advance ourselves into the round of 12 automatically with a victory and carry hopefully some additional playoff points carrying into the next round as well if we can get some stage wins and race wins in this one here tonight. Richmond's probably our worst track. That's where we go to next for tomorrow night's race. So yeah, that'll be interesting for sure. Be nice to get this win and lock it up just in case something bad happens to us in the race tomorrow night at Richmond. "12 laps to go in stage 1. Hamlin about to go a lap down. Ravish, how's it going? Big run on the outside now around Denny Hamlin, and we have lapped the field in stage 1. Almost 70 laps into the race. We're still putting some of these guys 2 laps down as well. Michael McDowell having a solid run in 12th for Front Row Motorsports. Oh man, trying to get to the inside. No room for us though. Parker Kligerman there. A little loose off of turn 2. I think we made contact with the 96. And now going into 3. Still 3 wide middle. This is getting tight all of a sudden. Look at Denny Hamlin trying to fight back. Denny is going to unlap himself. And now we got to get back around him again, and he blocks us down to the inside. Slight contact with the back of the 11, and Denny Hamlin is trying to hold on to his lead lap before the end of the stage. Not going down without a fight. Now we try to get him to the inside. Oh, a little contact as we tried to clear him going into turns 3 and 4. Hamlin's got another pretty solid run, but now he's caught behind LaJoie off of turn 4. 9 to go in the stage. Forced to have to run the bottom, but look at this heavy lap traffic on the brakes now. Tyler Reddick was there, and we're barely going to slide in front of Paul Menard. Probably the heaviest lap traffic has been so far in this race. Some room to go back to the top side again. And now 8 to go in stage 1. The racing's been, well, I mean, it was good off the initial start. Took the lead on lap 17, and we've led every lap since then. We haven't had a caution yet today to bunch the field back up, and we have pretty much just been dominating from this point on. We have just lapped the field, as you saw us put Denny Hamlin a lap down finally, right at the end of stage 1 here. So it looks like we're going to get a playoff. Well, and now we got a caution. But luckily we had the field lapped already. Hamlin will get the free pass in second. Alright, so looks like Ryan Newman's gonna pit. So he only falls back to 10th because that's how many drivers are one lap down. So Denny Hamlin gets the free pass. He's got to restart at the rear of the field though. But if we don't get another caution by the end of the stage, the battle for third will be the battle for the free pass position. 4 laps to go in stage number 1. First caution of the race had come out on lap number 74. But Denny will be able to restart right alongside of us though when we start that third stage. Or sorry, that second stage. And now who will get the free pass? Keselowski had a good restart. He was able to get by Bowman. Bowman now back to 5th. Kurt Busch has even gotten around him. Ryan Newman's on fresh tires too, so he might even be able to sneak up there and get the free pass by the end of the stage. Not impossible. Oh, a little brush off the wall. But we should be able to have a cakewalk here to the end of stage 1 regardless. White flag in the air, 1 lap to go now in stage 1 for Ryan Blaney. Keselowski still trying to hold on to 3rd for right now. Kurt Busch still in 4th, and Chase Elliott has now moved into the top 5 in 5th. Returns 3 and 4 for the final time in stage 1. Ryan Blaney dominates the opening stage of the race. Denny Hamlin 2nd. It looks like Keselowski is going to get 3rd to get the free pass. Yes, Keselowski 3rd. Chase Elliott gave him a run for his money though. He got up to 4th today. And is now driven to 4th by the end of stage 1 with only 1 caution. Pretty impressive. He'll be one to look out for as the race goes on. Kurt Busch, of course, finishes 5th. Truex 6th. Bowman 7th. Harvick 8th. Logano 9th. And Newman still rounds out the top 10. But Newman is going to take the wave round, it looks like. So even though he didn't get the free pass on the 4 fresh tires, he gets to pit. Or he gets to stay out because he pitted under the last caution. So he'll get his lap back too. So we'll actually have 4 drivers on the lead lap to start stage number 2 now. So here we go. Buffy Marks, how's it going? Thanks for joining the live stream here tonight. The green flag is in the air. Stage number 2 is underway. Pretty good restart. Look at Chase Elliott taking off as well. Looked like Hamlin might have spun the tires on the outside lane. And here comes Chase Elliott trying to unlap himself. He might have the fastest car in the field. You never know. We're going to try to hold on to this clean air track position out in front of the field. I don't know how this is going to work out for us on the short run. And here comes Harvick now to the inside of the 9 of Elliott. Kevin Harvick trying to take the free pass position. Can't quite clear the 9 of Elliott. We're just staring at both of them here out of our rear view mirror. Kind of slipping up the track a little bit. Now Harvick to the inside, trying to unlap himself on the restart. Here comes Hamlin as well for the lead. Comes the 11 of Denny Hamlin. We have led every lap since lap 17 to this point. Hamlin tucked in right behind Kevin Harvick right now as we try to hold on to the lead. Harvick kind of blocking us, almost got pinched. 3 wide now, up through the middle. But Denny Hamlin is going to take advantage, and Denny Hamlin will take the lead off of turn number 4. As we fall back to second, trying to battle off with these lap cars at the front of the field. Oh man, it's going to get tight off of turn number 4, somehow keeping it straight. No contact at all, and now contact with the 9 of Elliott. I thought the contact was going to be off the exit of the corner when we were 3 wide, but Harvick made the move on the bottom, cleared both of us, and now we got a big run off the top, down the backstretch. But nowhere to go with it, tucked in line, a little more contact with the 9 of Elliott. He is driving that car loose, holding on to it, and still able to stay right on the back bumper of the 4 of Harvick. Unbelievable. Oh, and now more contact with the 18. We got to be careful here. Making a little too much contact in the early going of this run. PS4 Sports Network, how's it going? Kurt Busch, Kevin Harvick, just in front of us. Pretty much a cluster of 4 cars. Then you got Hamlin, who's kind of checking out on us with the race lead right now. Oh wow, Elliott Bott got into his teammate Alex Bowman off of turn 2. .70 laps to go in stage 2. Almost got in the wall off of turn 4, really letting it all ride out. Didn't want to lift out of the gas. Trying to hold on to whatever momentum we can. Caution. And it looks like Alex Bowman barely had the free pass position on Chase Elliott. So it's our second caution for incident in the race, and the second in the last roughly 15 laps. Oh, thanks. Thanks, PS4 Network. Yeah, I usually just try to run the top line as much as I can on most of these 1.5 miles, and that includes Vegas. Here tonight, it's working out for us so far. We've led the most laps, but Denny Hamlin putting up a fight early going in stage 2. The green flag back in the air again, just outside the pit window, so that's why we did not hit pit road that time. And Denny Hamlin getting through the shifts pretty nicely again. Got a nice run to the outside though through turns 3 and 4, trying to run down the 11 of Denny Hamlin to carry the speed off the exit of the corner. All the way to the apron, trying to shortcut the tri-oval now. Hamlin I don't know how much longer he's going to be able to hold on to the lead for. We are coming. He keeps giving us the top side, though. Denny just trying to protect the bottom for right now, but that's going to give us huge runs down these straightaways, as you see right here through this tri-oval. Big run now, looking to the inside again. It looked like he was trying to go down and block us, couldn't get there in time. Side by side for the lead, and now we will clear him off of turn 2. Power move to the inside of the track, able to hold the line. And we're back out in front again. Oh, nice. Kind of coincidence that we're racing in Vegas tonight, and you're from Vegas. Oh man, washing up into the wall that time, and Hamlin's going to retake the lead. I feel like we just kind of got stuck on it. We couldn't get off of the wall. And now Hamlin moves up to the top now that he's retaking the lead again. Probably a smart move on his behalf. And Chase Elliott trying to get around Keselowski. Now Brad is 4th position on us as well. And he has definitely closed the gap on us. And how quickly we went from towards the end of the opening stage of the race. We were the only driver on the lead lap, and now we have 5 drivers on the lead lap. And we're currently in 2nd. Tried to run the 11 back down again. We're kind of both pulling away from the rest of the field behind us. We've definitely got the faster car at this point in the run with this many laps on our tires. Just a matter of trying to get around him again. Hamlin blocking the top as we shoot down to the inside. Back to the apron again. We beat him to the line. Can we beat him into turn 1? And we are all clear. Now we get to the top side. Here comes Denny on the bottom. Hamlin with a crossover move to the inside. Side by side off the exit of 2. Almost made contact. Denny tries to side draft off our left rear corner panel. Can't hang with us that time. And now through turns 3 and 4. A great battle for the lead between the 11 and the 12. We have been close to making contact multiple times now off these last couple corners, but we just cannot quite clear the 11. And finally, we clear Denny off of turn number 2 and try to pull away from him into 3. Yeah, that second time when we came off at turn 4, I'm surprised we didn't make contact with one another. It seemed like he was coming up as I was coming down, but we somehow missed each other. But there wasn't a lot of room in between the two of us. That is for sure. Caution again. Well, now we're at the edge of the pit window. Our 3rd caution of the race, and boy, they are stacking up quick now. We're going to hit pit road. We made it the entire fuel run the last time, even though tires wear out here at Vegas pretty quickly. And now Chase Elliott will get the free pass. It looks like Newman and Bowman are going to stay out of the pits here and try to take the track position. Stage 2, a lot more interesting than what Stage 1 was, and a lot of it probably has to do with the caution so far in this one. We'll restart in 3rd. We won the race off of pit road, but Ryan the air. Newman, of course, got the last spot on points to enter into the playoffs, trying something different. Great restart to the inside, though, and the guys with older tires in front of us. And look at our teammate Keselowski following us to the inside. Right behind us, he's looking for the race lead off of turn 2. Gonna try to hold on to it. Going to the inside just to block Keselowski as we now get tight up the racetrack. And here comes Brad. Brad Keselowski for the lead, clears us at the line. Penske running 1-2. Bowman still hanging on to third. Newman still in fourth. Hamlin losing valuable time right now as we try to stay in the draft of the 2 car through 1 and 2. Probably should have went to the top while he went to the bottom. It's all right though. Yeah, I know. I keep forgetting to put the age verification in. I just never remember it. One of these days I will get around to it. And Ravish, I guarantee you're probably going to be the first one to notice in the live stream. But hey, I know I'm forgetting right now, but one of these days I'm going to remember because of you pointing it out in the live streams. So, for future reference, thanks. You're going to eventually be the reason why I remember to do it once. So Keselowski now just pulling away. First time he has really gotten a chance to lead this field. He was second at one point in time when we were checking out on everybody else, but yeah, look at Bowman, Newman still hanging on to third and fourth, just holding everybody else up behind, including Denny Hamlin. 50 laps to go yet in stage number 2. Yeah. See, I don't know if it's, I gotta be 21 or 18 to put it in because of the alcohol sponsors. So I don't know. Because I mean, my actual age is 20, so I would put it in at 20 if... See, I would assume that it's already at 20 because I would have to imagine I put my actual, like, birth date in the system once I turned 18. But now that I'm thinking about it, the fact that it still doesn't have it on there, you probably got to be 21. So I'll probably just have to bump it up a year. Alright, we'll alternate through the cameras for the first time here tonight as we try to run down Brad Keselowski for the race lead. Does feel like we're slightly gaining on him, though. Little mistake there getting into turns 1 and 2 that time. Yep, yeah, that's exactly why I do it. This is kind of my style to crank it up, in a sense. I don't call it the crank it up though, because I think Fox owns the rights, so just in case the channel does get big one day, when we're doing these full race live streams, then I call it the crank it up. don't want to have any sort of like copyright or any sort of like infraction for stealing a segment. Got a big run on Keselowski that time. And now he's caught right behind the 0-0 of Castle going into turns 3 and 4. Ryan Blaney out in front and to the lead once again in the midst of the lap traffic now at the back of the field. 41 laps to go. And now Keselowski's held up on the bottom right behind Matt Tifft. Oh boy, just zooming around the outside of Eric Almirola. Did a great job holding our line there. We got very heavy lap traffic now just ahead. 38 laps to go. I thought they were going to go 3 wide for a second. Oh, we got room up along the top side if we hustle it. Just clearing all of them. Thought Stenhouse was going to run up near the wall a little bit, so that's why we went down to the bottom that time. It's all right. Held the corner. We got about a 2.5 second lead on Brad Keselowski, and Denny Hamlin is 9 seconds off the lead. It took him forever to get around Bowman and Elliott. Or sorry, Bowman and Newman. Elliott in 5th. Still hasn't even gotten around Alex Bowman yet. Once we get around Johnson, we should have about a lap to a lap and a half before we catch another lap car. And you see about 4 of them bunched up together up there. Oh yeah, this game's definitely fun if you put the time, effort, and energy into it. Like any other video game for the most part, I mean, it's going to have its flaws. I mean, there's a couple glitches, I guess, that kind of happen from time to time. It's not bad though, like the physics aren't bad. You might need a little bit of stability help on the road courses just because especially if your tires get like really worn out, it's just so hard to hang on to it. Like the only tracks I even use stability help on is the road course, just because it's bad enough as it is when the tires get really old to hang on to it. But like after like 5 laps, for some reason, it just feels like your car wants to spin out everywhere. I don't know what the case is. It doesn't matter what kind of setup you put into it either. I don't run custom setups, but I don't know how much that would actually help. with the handling of it at least. So Benedetto's slowly working his way through the field right now. Remember, he was back in 27th. He's up to 21st now. Wow, we got really close to the wall there. Kept the foot in the throttle though, and came 3 wide off the exit of turn 4. We were still able to hold our line pretty nicely at that. Going. Nope, no problems for being late. So far, just to recap for what has happened up to this point in the race, stage 1, we first off, we started 11th in this race today after qualifying 12th. Chase Elliott went to the rear of the field at the start of the race. We are struggling to get around Newman and Kyle Busch right now. Okay, diving to the bottom, taking it 3 wide. Okay, we'll get around him going into 3 and 4. So, anyway, got to the lead, lap 17. Then we just kind of pulled away and dominated for the rest of stage 1. Easily got the stage win. We had 1 caution in the opening stage, and then so far we have had 2 cautions in stage number 2. And it's a lot closer. We've had to battle a couple times off the restarts here for about 5 to 10 laps or so before we can get back into the lead, and we're finally starting to pull away, kind of like we were back in stage 1 at this point. And things are starting to kind of calm itself down, I guess, up to this point in the race. But looking to win the second stage as well again. Carry more playoff points into the next round, assuming that we could make it on points or get a win in any of these next 3 races, with this being the first race of the playoffs. But at the same time too, we've got a lot of playoff points. Honestly, I think we'll be fine to get in next round on points anyway, and probably even the round of 8. Get to the round of 8 on points, unless we have a very terrible second round. But I've got confidence in myself. Once we get to the round of 8, it'll be a little bit more difficult. But again, I mean, we had so many wins on the regular season. That helped us out a ton compared to the Xfinity and Truck Series seasons. We just seem to dominate the Cup Series. Oh boy, man, just squeezing underneath the 40 of Jamie McMurray. We got William Byron around us. He's going to go a second lap down now. Daniel Suarez in 12th. Playoff driver about to go another lap down. Yeah, man, thanks for subscribing to the channel. I saw that earlier today. Greatly appreciate it. I did see you were covering some baseball stuff right now, though. I did kind of look into your channel a little bit this morning. And we got 3 wide with the lap traffic up ahead once again. Oh man, Bubba Wallace about made contact with somebody, whoever was to the outside of him there. Eric Almirola and now Chase Elliott Harvick are just stuck behind him as we're going to put them both a lap down. That was a good job by us to hustle and get around him pretty quickly. We've got Alex Bowman not too far ahead as well. So now when we pit, we were 3 laps to the good on fuel. We're about 4 laps. We've saved a lap of fuel. But can the tires last the rest of the stage? They were able to go the full length on fuel during the very opening run of the race. Went a full roughly 60 laps or so before we had to bring it on for our green flag pit stop. Again, we went the full fuel run. Didn't have to worry about tires there, surprisingly, despite this track wearing out the tires for the most part pretty well. We're not seeing that in this run currently, but there's a very, very good chance that it does look like they're wearing out quite a bit more this time around than what they were in that first stage. So we'll just have to see. Hopefully they can make it. We got 20 laps to go yet. You hope I don't catch the 38 again. I think notice you're kind of clinging on to David Reagan. He must have been your favorite driver. He's in 23rd. He's not having a bad day for Front Row Motorsports equipment, but yeah, we just caught him there to put him a lap down. Gonna catch Kurt Busch and put him a second lap down as well. Benedetto, he's going at least 3 laps down now. Truex in 6th, about to go 2 laps down. So again, trying to lap as many guys as we can to this point. Of course, hopefully we don't have to pit before the end of the stage because of that right front tire. But we can't let it get flat all the way to the rim, because that'll obviously put us at major risk of not only wrecking the car, but it'll give us heavy damage as it is with the tire going flat also. "16 laps to go. Stage number 2. Hamlin's about 26 seconds up the lead. Keselowski only about a second behind him. And we've got some cars hitting pit road at this time. And those are probably some of the drivers that did not pit under the caution about 40 plus laps ago. Who all saw earlier today, there was a couple news items in the NASCAR world. Ryan Newman, first of all, coming back. Whenever NASCAR returns back to racing, he's going to be eligible to drive the 6th car. He's been medically cleared. And also Matt Kenseth is stepping in, coming out of retirement to finish off the season in the 42 car as well. That was probably the more shocking of the news articles today for sure. I did not see that coming. I was kind of expecting Chastain to move into the 42, especially when I found out Newman was going to be back in the 6 car. They interviewed him before the iRacing event yesterday, and they said he was going to be back. So I was kind of thinking, all right, Chastain's going to be in the 42, and nope, it ended up being Kenseth out of nowhere. Oh, a little contact with the 47 of Priest off of turn 4 there. Gotcha, you're a Reagan and a Hamlin fan. Oh man, that right front tire down to 19%. I don't know. I don't know if we're going to be able to make it all the way to the end of the stage. It's going to be close. I really hope we don't have to pit. Hamlin about to go lap down. Keselowski up here as well. Very heavy traffic though. 3 wide in the middle. Look at Hamlin just trying to scoot by on the outside. He's able to move up to second and hold on for now. We got a big run on the entrance to turn number 1, but again, we might have to pit. And if we have to pit, the rest of them can stay out. They might be able to win the stage because they're going to easily get their lap back. Worst case scenario, we might just put right sides on it only just to get to the end of the stage and then put 4 tires on it when we come out of the pits, so that way we can at least get the playoff points still for winning the stage. But it's likely what we're going to be looking at here. Ten laps to go now in stage number 2. Nine to go. No, yeah, definitely. I've been running the top side as much as I possibly can today. I might run a little off the wall here and there, but for the most part, I just try to stay right around the top side of the track and the corners. For sure. It's the fastest way around when you can keep it off the wall. Trying to save those tires. I don't think that right front's going to make it all the way to the end of the stage. A little rub that time. And that's not helping our case. And we are going to be very, very close. Like I said, worst case scenario, we hit pit road, we take 2 tires, and we should still be able to hold on to the lead. But it would give everybody that we put a lap down their laps back, giving us a fresh slate to start off with in stage number 3. Yeah, Jimmy looks fast right now. I think he's got 4 fresh tires. He just seems faster for a 25th place car. Yeah, even he's putting a fight up with us here. Oh, well, maybe not. Maybe just had a good run on Michael McDowell. Guess we got around him pretty quickly. And it's going to be close. Technically, pit road closes with 2 laps to go in the stage. We've got 5 to go. Now, yeah, I don't think we're going to make it these last 5 laps. Whoa, man. Tight there with Jamie McMurray, that's for sure. We're going to stay out one more lap. We're going to bring it onto pit road next time. I'm not going to risk it too much further. Man, we really chewed up those right sides compared to what we did in stage one. But that's just a product of this racetrack. We have grown such a huge lead on Hamlin. He must be struggling getting through the lap traffic. Yep, we're going to pit this time. Gotta make sure we don't speed, and we didn't. Alright, so you know what? No, we'll just take right sides. I thought about taking 4 so I didn't have to pit at the end of the next stage, but I think even just 4 lap pressure tires for everybody else is gonna give them a heck of an advantage. So here we go, 11.5 second stop, right sides only. We should be good. Filled the tank up full. Oh, here comes Hamlin. Wow, I didn't think we were going to lose that much time on pit road. Denny is coming as we are just in 1 and 2 trying to get up to speed. We're going to have a battle to the end of the stage if we can't get up to speed in time. That was a lot closer to what I was thinking it was going to be. Here comes Hamlin, but he's not going to get there. Actually, it's not Denny. Denny's the next car back on the inside. 2 laps to go at the line this time. But we do have 2 fresh right side tires now, so we should be able to pull away. I did not think it was going to be that close. I'm glad I didn't take 4 tires because Denny would have definitely came out in front of us. White flag in the air, 1 lap to go in stage 2. Got about a 3-second lead on Denny Hamlin. Brad Keselowski 3rd, Elliott 4th, and Bowman currently in 5th. Bowman is the first driver 1 lap down. Off of turn number 4, here we go. Ryan Blaney wins stage 2. Sweeps both stages at Vegas here in the first playoff race of the season. No, man, I really don't get bored with this. No, I just, I don't know. Like I said, racing's in my blood. I don't know where I'd be without it. Like I said, I used to race go-karts. Granted, it wasn't as long endurance-wise, but I mean, we would be all day at the track running heat races and then trying to qualify for features, especially when we go to the big money events. We'd be there from like early in the morning till late at night just racing all day. So I can spend a couple hours a day doing a full race live stream for you guys. It really doesn't bother me at all. Plus, I get the broadcasting aspect into it, so gives it a different feel. That was another dream of mine, was to be a broadcaster, so that's why I try to give the full race live streams a realistic broadcast. So here we go, the green flag's in the air. 3rd and final stage underway. We won the race off the pit road. Everybody with a clean slate, 4 fresh tires. Who will win at Vegas and lock themselves into the round of 12? Pretty solid restart. Keselowski following us through turns 1 and 2 again, looking for the lead. Chase Elliott in the mix as well. Denny Hamlin, of course, up here. So we tried to hold and block the bottom. But Keselowski actually went to the top side. Here comes Truex, 1 lap down, trying to get a lap back. He just passed Hamlin off of turn 4, 103 laps to go. And now here comes Truex to the bottom of the track. Again, trying to get his lap back. On the inside, we are on the outside. Gonna hold him clear for now. And here comes Keselowski trying to sneak to the outside to get back around Truex. We're not racing Truex for the lead, and neither are we racing Harvick either, and Kevin Harvick's trying to come up through the field. But that won't give us the clean air with Truex getting around us, so that'll put us back in the dirtier air in traffic. And now here comes Hamlin to the inside. Harvick holding us up, trying to give him a bump draft and get both of us going down the back straightaway. Denny Hamlin to the inside for the race lead, and he's going to clear us off of turn number 4. Oh man, just stuffed it in the wall slightly, and the 2 of Keselowski about packed it in behind us, and now we're wrecking off of turn 2. Kurt Busch involved, Logano's involved. All of a sudden just clipped the wall enough in the pack, and we got hit from behind, and around we went. Man. Luckily, we're not going to lose many spots because there's not a lot of guys on the lead lap, but that definitely hurt us, that's for sure. That's our first strike in this one. Yeah, you can see the full race order. Oh, well, okay, I was going to show it to you, but we ran out of time. My bad. Alright, thanks PS4 Network for joining here tonight. Oh, we'll restart in 5th. We'll try it again. First major mistake all night long. Turned out to be a disastrous one. Collected a couple guys, including one of our teammates. Kurt Busch, Logano, of course, in the playoffs as well. So 3 playoff drivers involved in that accident. And look at Michael McDowell in the 34. Trying to get underneath of Kevin Harvick. Of course, he's at least 1 lap down. It looks like he's 2 laps down because he hasn't passed Harvick for position despite being ahead of him on the racetrack. So we still try to stay to the inside of the 88 of Bowman. Ooh, a little contact there. Tried to side draft him. Didn't want to get that close. And now Elliott kind of blocks off the 88. It gives us a little bit of a run, but now Bowman pulls us back off the exit of turn 4. Plus he had a little higher line in the corner that's going to give him more straightaway speed also. So we just try to sit in 5th place. Wow, missed the corner again, just like we did the lap that we wrecked on. I don't know how I did that. We'll get the hang of things again here pretty soon. Top 4 slightly pulling away after that mistake, hitting the wall again a couple laps ago, or last lap rather, but Denny Hamlin only a couple car lengths out ahead of Chase Elliott for the race lead. Elliott started at the rear of the field, has not led a lap yet in this race today, but he could be going for the lead soon. He's trying to hold off Alex Bowman, his teammate right behind him, who keeps peeking to the inside. Bowman again now, off of turn 4, and now he's going to get underneath the 9 of Elliott. Bowman has been able to hang with Hamlin periodically throughout the course of the race today, but Bowman has not yet led a lap in this race either. Only 3 drivers to lead laps: Hamlin, Keselowski, and us riding in the 12 for Ryan Blaney. But we have alternated the lead between the three of us multiple times throughout the course of the event. 92 laps to go. Everybody is one pit stop away from the finish of the race. Unless cautions start to breed other cautions, it might split some strategy up, but everybody has to make at least one stop. Starting to finally get a run now on Keselowski. Well, so much for that. Man. Just kind of overdriving the corners a little too bit now. I think I'm trying a little too hard to run these guys down. Instead of just running my own race and waiting for the car to kick in on the longer run. Bowman now going for the lead at the bottom of the 11. Looks like he's got the nose out in front. Alex Bowman to the lead for the first time today. Yeah, I think you're probably talking about John Hunter Nemechek then? Being a John Hunter Nemechek fan? But yeah, I mean, he's definitely a good young racer. He's actually kind of competing really well with the other three Rookie of the Year candidates. Everybody was talking about the big three from the Xfinity Series coming into this season. And John Hunter Nemechek has had a pretty strong start to the year. Unfortunately, we have a halt, so I don't know how that's going to do for his momentum, but I think he was second in the Rookie of the Year points coming into the next race, if I'm thinking right, behind Tyler Reddick. I know he's definitely ahead of Christopher Bell. Custer might be ahead of him. I'm not entirely sure, I guess, on that, but I know Nemechek had some good finishes. He finished it real well at Daytona, and there's another race in there. I think he finished top 15 or maybe and was running top 10 most of the race. I don't know if that was Vegas or Auto Club. Ooh, Hamlin trying to get back at Bowman as we get to the inside of Chase Elliott now. Slide job through turns 3 and 4, trying to get the car to stick. Elliott now with the crossover move to the inside. Can't block him off as we still battle for third. Trying to pinch him down going into the corner. And now we'll clear him coming off. So we'll for sure be up to third now. It's hard to tell exactly, but it looks like Bowman's kind of pulling Hamlin slightly. So we'll alternate through the cameras one final time here tonight. We have 86 laps to go at the line that last time. Big run coming on the back of the 11 going into turn 3. Oh man, started sliding up the track, barely keeping it off the wall and carrying a ton of speed. Hamlin ran the bottom that time. We've got a big run down the front straightaway, or front stretch rather. Back to the outside of Denny now going into turn 1. We should have a heck of a run on Alex Bowman now. Off the exit of the corner, to the inside for the lead. Slide job now through turns 3 and 4. Bowman goes down to the bottom as well, right behind us. So we easily are going to clear him off the exit of the corner. Blaney back out in front again now with 83 laps to go. Yeah, I don't know if I've got a short pit in this one. At least not anytime soon, that's for sure, because we can only make it 60 laps on fuel. So that would take us to about 20 to go on our estimate, or less than 20, probably closer to 15, 16 to go on estimated fuel. But I want to run as long as I can, just in case the tires can't last to the end of the race, kind of like they did back in stage 2. Because we only had a 54 lap stint there, and we had to pit, what, with 4 laps to go in the stage, so we really only ran 50 laps on our tires before we had to pit because of the right front. So yeah, I'll probably just try to run as far as I can. If a caution comes out and we are forced to have to pit with the rest of the field, we're gonna have to, unfortunately, and then from that point we're just gonna have to hope that our tires can make it if we're not within our reach. But yeah, we'll just have to see. Oh man, like I barely rolled back into the gas. I let out even more and we still caught Cody Ware in the blink of an eye. Only 2 seconds ahead of Bowman still right now. We're not pulling all that far ahead of him, and Denny Hamlin is still staying right on his back bumper for the most part. Oh, Bubba Wallace. Tried to get under him there, because just never know what lane these lap cars are going to pick, and we have such a quick closing rate on them at the same time that really just kind of got to keep an eye on it. Got to have a quick reaction time to really pick what lane you're going to want to run. And if you have to pick a lane late, you're probably not going to hit your apex as well as you would have hoped to. That's just part of racing. Oh, nice, Rachel. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, if we had the money, or like at least some sort of, I guess, a more well notice when I was racing go-karts. I raced on dirt. I never got a chance to race asphalt. I really wanted to, but never got the chance to. But we were good at that, and we would race up against some of the local 410 sprint car drivers. They would race higher, better rides, not necessarily their own stuff, but they'd hop in better equipment. And whenever they were on an off week and we happened to be racing like near a local dirt track, I can remember racing guys like Paul Weaver, John Ivey. Man, it was pretty cool. And that was like a little bit later, because I was actually running in an adult class when I was 15, because it was better competition. And the series that we were in, the tracks were letting me do that as long as we signed a waiver. My parents were okay with it, even though I technically like wasn't supposed to. But they were like, yeah, I mean, they had faith. They were like, yeah, we know he's pretty good, in a sense. Like, it was just above my competition level. So I mean, and that's probably why we didn't win as much. That we just didn't have the equipment that those guys did. But man, when we did win, it was awesome. I mean, there would be so many people congratulating me and everything, like, oh man, dude, this kid's good or whatever, you know, like ran a hell of a race. And yeah, I mean, I miss those days for sure. I wish I could hop back in some sort of a ride. I mean, between broadcasting and racing, I mean, those are like the two things I wanted to do for a while. I mean, racing was number one, and then once I got a little older and I realized it was going to be difficult because, you know, I never really like got the notice I had wanted for a bigger like level ride, you know, like in a 410 or even just like a dirt truck, you know, would have been awesome just to start off on. But I mean, I definitely think about it. I mean, it's one of those things, it's like if I do earn enough money when I get older, you know, racing could be an option still. You never know. You can never tell where the future is going to take you. Part of why I really need to get into iRacing too. I think I would be really good at it. I've been in a simulator a couple times before, but like me myself actually getting my own iRacing set would be pretty awesome. So we got 68 laps to go. Got about 35% on our right front now. So we're burning off the right front tire even more this run in stage 3 than what we did not only in the first stage, but in stage 2 as well. So yeah, we're definitely going to try to stretch this as long as we can. I really hope we can get at least to 50 to go. So at least I know we're going to be close to making it to the end from there. But if we have to pit before that, man, I don't know if we're going to be able to make it over 50 laps. I'm really doing my best to not turn the wheel as much. I just think it's the track in general. I just don't know why I wasn't eating the tires up in the early going of the race, though. Back in stage 1, but... Oh man, on the brakes there at the last second. Oh, got into the 41 too. The big closing rate on the 66. Now we finally got around Suarez and Brenda Gaughan too. So Alex Bowman in second place. He has been for a little while. Chase Elliott's actually up to third, and Denny Hamlin has fallen back to fourth. Brad Keselowski about a second behind Hamlin in fifth. We have a 13.5 second lead currently on Alex Bowman. Just outside the fuel window from this point. Michael McDowell, solid run though, in 11th. Can't get enough of it. Having a great run. He's not in the playoffs. But remember, he finished second in our Coca-Cola 600 earlier in the season. Just imagine if he could have actually won that race. And he'd be having a great start to the playoffs if he were in it. Just by running 11th, he's outrunning guys like Suarez and Eric Jones and DiBenedetto who are in the playoffs. And he could have competed. At least in the first round. And you never know, with Talladega coming up, maybe he could have won that race and he'd be in the round of 8 just like that. It's amazing if you really think about it. Down here. Again, our longest green flag run of the race was the opening run. We went 74 laps before we got our first caution. Well past the first fuel run. We've had 2 green flag stops in this race so far today. 1 for 4 tires and 1 for 2, and 1 in each of the first 2 stages. Kyle Busch not having a great race in his hometown. Here in Las Vegas, running 16th. He hasn't done that great here at his home track, though, for the most part. He's won here in the past, but usually year in and year out, he doesn't have great performances, at least by Kyle Busch standards, in the Cup Series here at Vegas. That kind of went to show in the real race that they had earlier this season. He was struggling just to get inside the top 10, along with most of the other Joe Gibbs cars. But I mean, just Kyle Busch struggling to get a top 10 finish. I mean, that's just insane, no matter what racetrack you're at. $60 to go at the line this time. Well over 200 laps in to this 400-mile race. Joey Logano in 9th, trying to recover after that early accident that we had with each other, as well Kurt Busch was involved in that too. Remember, that was at the start of stage number 3. There's Kurt Busch in 8th, 1 position ahead of Logano. Kurt still got damage on the front of his car. He didn't pit. Logano really didn't have damage on his, but yeah, Kurt's got quite a bit of front bumper damage, that's for sure. Our right front tire's pretty worn out. Again, we are not taking care of our tires well. But we still got a little bit of a ways here to try and stretch it to 50 laps to go. Figuring that if you take the caution laps we ran at the end of the stage and the caution laps that we had ran under that first and only caution in the stage that, granted, we caused it, but still, that is only 101 green flag laps. So to split the stage in half, have to run 50 and 51. So for us to even mathematically have a chance to make it to the end on just 1 stop, we have to run to at least 51 laps to go. It's going to be close if we're going to get to that point. And if we have to make 2 stops instead of 1, that might give these guys an opportunity to perhaps win this race, even if we stay green to the finish. Which is unfortunate, but that's possibly what we're looking at here. Hate to have to lose a race that way, but we'll obviously have to see when everybody else pits, though, too, how their tires are holding up. Ooh, 3 wide there on Denny. Surprised Hamlin's still back and forth. Ooh, not a lot of room under Brendan Gaughan, but we barely made that tight squeeze work. Hamlin just kind of followed us right on past him. Now we're going to try and put Chase Elliott a lap down. And we will. So only 2 drivers on the lead lap currently. Alex Bowman, 28 seconds. Back in the lead, but he is way ahead of his teammate Chase Elliott right now in that second spot. .53 to go. Could probably run a couple more laps. We're gonna get close. We should get to 50 to go when we pit, but again, that is gonna be pushing it to the end of the race as well, because we're going to be splitting this stage exactly in half. Pit Nate, I would, but that right front tire is not going to last that long. I would definitely try to stretch it to the end of the field run if I could, but we're not going to have an option. We might even have to pit this time by, honestly. 51 to go. I'd like to run at least one more lap. I just don't think we're going to make it all the way back around before that right front blows. We don't want to risk wrecking it again. Especially if we stay green, that would be a lot of damage to repair. I don't know. This is going to be interesting. We're going to try to send it one more lap. Every lap matters at this point. It's one less lap that we'll have to run on that second run in this stage on tires. Alright, so ooh, man, down to 2%. Just one more corner here. We're gonna hit pit road this time. Four fresh tires, full tank of fuel. So we made it exactly halfway. Man, this is gonna be interesting. 4 fresh tires, full tank of fuel. We're gonna repair damage. It's 15.8 second stop. Alex Bowman has taken the lead right back after that 4 tire stop. Expected though. We were the first driver to hit pit road, so that's telling me everybody's going to make it on one stop. But we are going to be very, very close. We're going to have a fresh tire advantage though for right now until the rest of the drivers hit pit road. If they can make it to the end of their fuel run, they can make it roughly another 5 or 6 laps at the most. But yeah, they're definitely going to be able to make it. About 9.5 seconds off the lead. Past Brad Keselowski around the outside for position. Looks like Denny Hamlin's going to hit pit road up ahead of us. I believe that's Alex Bowman just ahead of him as well. No, it wasn't. Never mind. Oh, Bowman's in second. My bad. That must be Bubba Wallace up ahead. Yep. Yeah, it's Bubba Wallace. There's Chase Elliott. So Elliott's going to hit pit road. There's Bowman already on pit road as well. 45 laps left. We just took the lead at the line. Can we make it the final 45 laps of this race from here on out on these tires? It is going to be close. We're going to try running the outside as much as we can. That's less we have to actually physically turn the wheel. Therefore, we're going to be saving our tires a little bit. Obviously, we have to keep it off the wall as well while doing that. So every time we are to hit the wall, that'll be wearing the tires out a little bit more as well. Caution. Well, Bowman's going to get the free pass. Not sure what the caution's out for. Ty Dillon's the only driver currently out of the race. So all the playoff drivers still in it. Only our fourth caution of the race today. We're going to stay out of the pits. That will help us get there to the end on tires, I think, from that point on. I didn't want to pit just to be safe, because that would have given a lot of guys a free pass, and I didn't want to have to deal with that just in case we get another caution. So here we go. Green flag back in the air. 39 laps to go at Vegas. Bowman restarting at the rear of the field, but he is back on the lead lap. Oh, a little hiccup. Through turns 1 and 2, Hamlin to the inside now. Denny Hamlin going to clear us. He's back on the lead lap. They're hoping for a quick yellow. That would bunch the field back up again. Harvick now in the middle as they're 3 wide. Through turns 1 and 2. This could get tight off the exit of the corner. Everybody holding their line as Truex is going to clear Harvick now. Harvick's got a little damage to the front of his car. Right on the nose. Kind of see it bubbling up there right where the hood meets the front bumper as we barely nicked the wall there. It didn't cost us a lot of time though. I mean, we barely kissed it. All these guys getting their lap back. Harvick 2 laps down. Now he's currently technically 1, so is Truex. Hamlin going to get his lap back. Keselowski's still stuck behind us. And look at Michael McDowell closing into the picture as well. Tell you what, if you figure in those 3 caution laps, if we can't make it 47 laps on our right front tire, that would just be insane. But again, the only reason I didn't pit was so that way I could keep those guys a lap down. We would have had the top 10 getting the wave around, and which, yes, they would have to restart at the rear of the field, but if we were to get another caution, everybody would be bunched right back up again, all within the top 10. I didn't want that. I figure with this case scenario, even if we did have to pit still, which I don't think we will now, I think we can run 47 laps. It still might be close, but this way, if we did have to pit, although we would lose the win to Bowman, we would at least likely still finish second. So we could just take right sides at the end of the race like we did at the end of the stage. Back to the inside of Harvick. Which lane has been the best in the race? As usual, the inside on the restarts, but definitely I've been sticking the top pretty good. My car personally can pretty much handle all the way around the track. It gets a little tight at times on the bottom, depending on how deep I can carry in the corner, I guess. Deeper I run, obviously it's going to push a little bit more, but yeah, the outside's definitely been working out for us the best, and really barely hit the wall tonight, so that's definitely helped us a ton too. But yeah, that's usually my more preferred line here around Vegas, running the outside. Hamlin side by side with Truex up there. For position, actually. Truex is up to third. I didn't realize he was only 1 lap down. Yeah, I guess that would make sense. Hey Holden, how's it going? Welcome back. 30 laps to go here at Vegas. Yeah, we had a caution a little bit ago. 42 laps left in the race. Oh, contact up ahead between the 19 and the 11. I saw that one coming out of turn 2. They came together. We've seen that so many times today where it looks like cars are so close to making contact. Never really happens much, but we definitely saw it that time. It's a battle for third. They got to be careful so we don't catch them and put them a lap down here a little sooner. They can get that caution. They can restart right towards the front of the field with us. Oh, they almost came together again. No, we haven't wrecked outside of the very beginning of stage 3. When we kind of got in the wall on the restart and we got hit from behind. Caused a 3-car pileup. But yeah, outside of that, no issues pretty much tonight. Especially wreck-wise for us. So we try to get back around Elliott, put him a lap down again. He is in 5th. Couldn't slide up in front of him there. Now we'll clear him halfway down the backstretch. Again, thanks for everybody watching over the course of this race here tonight. As usual, I greatly appreciate it. If you are enjoying the race up to this point, hit the like button down below, whether it is the race, the commentary, the video in general, and hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed for more daily NASCAR content such as full race live streams with a live, realistic broadcast over the course of the race. Our next full race live stream is going to be tomorrow night, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We'll go to Richmond for race number 2 of the playoffs here on this very NASCAR Cup Series season. But who will be the lucky driver to clinch themselves into the round of 12 with a win here tonight? Richmond is our worst track on the schedule, But again, we are looking pretty good on playoff points coming into this opening round. But just in case, we'll go for the win here. Hamlin Truex still battling as we get to the outside of the 19, and we should be able to work on Hamlin here pretty shortly as well, as we're looming towards more lap traffic very soon. We're going to get to the outside of the 11. He looked like he was going to pull up and block us, couldn't quite do it. Big momentum now going into turn 3. Hamlin trying to take a dive to the inside again. Off of turn 4. Is he there? Yes, but we're going to clear him at the line, it looks like. Getting the speed through the tri-oval. 24 to go. Bowman's still on the lead lap. 12 seconds off the lead. He got the free pass under the last caution. PS4 Network, welcome back. Oh, car in the wall off of turn number 4. Caution. Landon Castle blows a right front tire. Our 5th caution of the race with 24 laps left. And that'll give Denny Hamlin the free pass. We've got enough laps on our tires that I think we should be faster than everybody else in the field. So currently, your top 10, Hamlin in 3rd. Like I said, getting the free pass. You got Truex in 4th, Elliott 5th, Keselowski 6th, Kurt Busch 7th, Kevin Harvick 8th, Newman 9th, and Logano 10th. Some of your playoff drivers notable throughout the field. Kyle Busch still well back in the teens. Eric Jones. DiBenedetto's pretty much been outside the top 20 all day. So here we are. Green flag is going to be back in the air. 20 laps to go here at Vegas tonight. Bowman is back in it. Hamlin at the rear of the field. We pull up in front of Bowman on the restart, trying to hold our line in front of him. Bowman did not take off. Truex is going to look to the inside of us now. We're going to block him off of turn 2. And now Truex slides up in front of Bowman. Bowman trying to work the middle line. He's got Keselowski now to his inside. We continue to hold clear. 19 to go as we're back up to speed at the start-finish line. Again, we should be good with the tires we've got on our car. I wasn't scared about Bowman there. But if we get another caution and we have anybody on the lead lap decide to pit, we're going to have to pit with them. Because we don't have the short run speed in the car. And we're shaping up, if we get a caution from anywhere from here on out, we're going to have a 15 or less lap dash to the finish. So we're okay on the short runs when we have older tires, as long as everybody else has older tires too, of course. But if we have at least 20 laps on them, we should be good, which we did here. About 20 laps. I'm just hoping we stay green again. I'm glad that we weren't a lot closer to Castle when he blew that tire, though, because he wasn't too far in front of us. I was scared they weren't going to throw the caution right away and he was going to go around for a spin too, honestly. But they did throw the caution soon enough before we got to him. $16 to go. Riding the clean air here. We should catch lap traffic before the end of the race again, assuming we stay green to the finish. No given, especially in the playoffs. But again, only 5 cautions for incident tonight, not many. And a lot of them were clustered together throughout this race as well. Or sorry, no, we've had 6 cautions tonight. I'm sorry. We've had 3 in this stage, 2 in stage 2, and 1 back in stage 1. Almost forgot about the one I caused at the very beginning of the stage. So 6 cautions per incident total, but still decent amount, but not a huge amount. But we now have 2 drivers who have DNF'd in this one. Of course, we know Ty Dillon was the first driver to DNF over 100 laps ago. Not sure who the second driver was under that last caution, though. Six-second lead now on Bowman. Slowly but surely pulling away. It does look like he's still the second car on in line. Ahead of all the lap traffic behind him, and Hamlin restarted at the rear of the field. He is 14 seconds off the lead. Those are the only 3 drivers on the lead lap. Martin Truex Jr. back and forth. First driver 1 lap down in case we do get another caution. And Keselowski just behind him in 5th. But all 5 top 5 drivers are in the playoffs. 10 to go. Oh man, almost got in the wall there. %31% on that right front, but again, we should be plenty good to the finish. Those 2 cautions definitely helped us out in this final stretch. That is 6 laps that we had to run under yellow. 7 laps. The last caution took 4 laps, so. And 7 caution laps, that's going to help us out quite a bit. Originally, it was scheduled to be a 50-lap run, but now with all the caution laps, it's really only 43 laps we have to put on our tires to the end of the race. Push Reagan when I get to him. It depends how slow he's going, which I'm assuming we're going to have a quick closing rate on him, so I don't know if I could push him necessarily. But yeah, David Reagan's in the middle of this pack right here. We're not going to be able to push him. No, that's Cody Ware. I'm sorry. I don't know why the back of his car looked like David Reagan's. Oh, Joey Gase, Ryan Truex there. All right. Ooh, man, just into the back of Brendan Gaughan. Couldn't get out of the gas in time. Well, I got out of the gas, but not enough, I guess. Nine and a half second lead now, 6 to go. Bowman, Hamlin, hoping for another caution. If they get it, they're either going to have to get around us through turns 1 and 2 in the restart, or they're just going to have to pit under the caution. 5 laps to go now. Because again, if we could just get through the gears on the restart, come off of turn 2 with the lead, we'll be fine. But if everybody's on 4 fresh tires, we're going to have to block like crazy the final couple laps. Even if we're on fresh tires too, again, we just don't have the short run car. There's David Reagan. I'm sorry, I got to pass him. That would have been difficult to like try to get behind him. He had a car pretty close to him. And there's DiBenedetto back at 27th again in this race. A handful of laps down. Again, right front really worn out, but we're going to have 4 laps to go at the line this time. Sorry, 3 laps to go at the line this time. 1 step behind myself. Just got to get to the white flag to signify that the next flag would end the race, whether it is the yellow or the checker. We should get to that point. Hopefully. Crazier things have happened. Last thing we need is late race playoff drama in the opening round, in the opening race of the playoffs. 2 to go. It's another 1.5 miles to get to the white flag. I could blow a tire, but that's probably not gonna. No, that's not gonna happen. We're looking good, Cooper. White flag in the air, 1 lap to go. Pretty much locked in now. Another consecutive victory on the season. 80 big win streak coming into the playoffs, and it looks like we're gonna have it continue through the opening race of the postseason. Ryan Blaney off of turn 4, winning both stages and the race here at Las Vegas. Blaney advances to the round of 12. With a win. And now time for a burnout celebration. Oh man, that sucks. We burnt the engine out already. Felt like we just started that. That's okay. Hopefully we'll have more in the agenda. 3 drivers finished on the lead lap here in this one. 2 hours, 18 minutes. Total time in the race, 138 minutes in total. Top 10, Denny Hamlin, 3rd. Of course, Alex Bowman finished runner-up. Martin Truex Jr., first driver, 1 lap down in 4th. Chase Elliott, 5th. Brad Keselowski, 6th. Kurt Busch, 7th. He got in that wreck earlier with us. Had a pretty solid day outside of that. Kevin Harvick, 8th. Ryan Newman, 9th. And Joey Logano rounds out the top 10. Logano was also involved in that wreck. Notable finisher, though, Michael McDowell finishing 11th. Pretty good run from Front Row Motorsports right there. Other notable drivers, playoff drivers at that finish outside the top 10. Not a great start to their opening rounds. Daniel Suarez, he missed out on stage points all day today too. So did Eric Jones. He finished 15th. Boyer 16th. Kyle Busch 17th. He did get some stage points though. We scroll down the screen a little more. Eric Almirola, another playoff driver, 26th. DiBenedetto, 27th. So some of these playoff drivers off to not great starts here in this one. We only had 2 drivers DNF. Landon Castle, who we saw blew a right front tire with about 24 to go in the race. And Ty Dillon, just less than 100 laps into the race, finished dead last in 40th. So again, we locked ourselves into the next round as we look at the playoff bubble going into Richmond tomorrow night. Yeah, a lot of drivers scrambling right now. Logano +8, Kyle Busch, not a great day today. He's only +10. Ryan Newman +5. He came into this race as the last driver to make it in on points. So he came in as a 16 seed. He actually had a pretty good day, finishing inside the top 10. Boyer +1. Then you see Eric Jones, Suarez, DiBenedetto, and Almirola. Basically all had pretty bad days. No stage points for any of them. And all finished outside the top 14. And they are below the cut line going into tomorrow night. So there we are in victory lane. Ryan Blaney getting the win in the South Point Hotel Casino 400 at Vegas. 1 for 1 in the playoffs so far. Chase Elliott had the fastest lap at 30.536. We led 205 of the 267 laps. Unbelievable domination, winning both stages like I mentioned earlier, and the race. Elliott, of course, started from the rear of the field. He definitely had a fast car, finished 5th. And Kyle Busch started on the pole, finished 17th, just could not get it going in the race the way he wanted. Scored minimal stage points at best in this one. That is going to be it for this full race live stream. Again, tomorrow night at Richmond, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time for race 2 of the playoffs. I hope to see you guys then. For more daily NASCAR content, hit the subscribe button down below. Hit the bell notification so you guys never miss an upload. And hit the like button if you enjoyed today's race and the video with the commentary. Everything that went into this. Thanks for your guys' support as usual. And I'll see you tomorrow night. I'm going to get some rest. I've got work at 4 in the morning, so I'll see you tomorrow.